Yo, what's up? Hey, got a bicep, 3 or 4 tips I want to share with you in about 2 or 3 minutes that could really help you isolate the arms better, the biceps better. 3 or 4 people reached out to me in the last month about, hey, Darin, you're talking a lot about these health, energy hacks stuff, but you're getting away from the bodybuilding stuff that we saw you on YouTube for like 10, 12 years. So here's some of the old school stuff. I still love this stuff, absolutely. But when you have a more mature mindset and you approach things with a little bit of a different mature mindset, the bodybuilding stuff and the health hacks is sort of like the best of both worlds to increase our odds of living stronger and longer. So here we go. Bicep, here's 3 or 4 tips. A new exercise is always good. I like minimum range of motion because when you go all the way up and all the way down and you just try to add more weight with the typical full range technique, it doesn't just stay right on the target muscle, in this case the biceps. So this is a really awesome exercise that will accomplish that, and you'll work your abs a lot at the same time. So it's a seated curl bar curl. And so here we go. I like the narrow grip. I got some wrist supports here. My wrist's been nagging me just a little bit. And sit back in the chair. I'm in a chair here. Blow air out on the way up. Bring it right towards your nose, down nice and slow. The back of your hand sort of tap lightly on your knees. If you can see my knees there. Squeeze water out of a sponge in your biceps. Down slow. The down descent negative, slow and controlled, is just as important as the positive. Oh yeah. I like 3-second negative, 1 second pause. 3-second positive. Let that air out. When you make that noise and let the air out on the positive and pull your belly button in, you're gonna harness the most amount of tension on the biceps and work your inner abs at the same time. Make sure you make the ah noise so that you don't create too much pressure in your head, which is a risk for brain aneurysm type stuff and takes away from your ability of mind-muscle connection in the target muscle, in this case the bicep. I'll do 5 in a row. 3 little micro reps in the bottom range of motion before you come up and squeeze the last 2 reps. That's a motto, if you follow me very long, that I really like. That gives those muscles a very unique, good, hot feeling that's harder, where you can do less sets and less reps and get more results. 1, 2, 3. Nice, I can feel those abs. And 3, and 2. Nice. 3, 2. Let's go one more. And 3, 2. Oh, 5. Extra slow on the negative on the last rep. 3. Oh. So in general, with my own training, I only do a couple sets, not 3 or 4 sets when you go to failure with that type of intensity. Another question I get asked is, how many times a week can I train my biceps or a certain target muscle group? You can't overtrain. There's a lot of factors, but in general, I call it 1.5 times. I like to train a lagging body part. You can't train every body part 1.5 times. You definitely shouldn't train 2 unless you're a young person who's got a lot of anabolic hormones running through your veins, or you're altering your own hormones. But at 30, 40, 50, with the stress of life, overtraining is just as bad as it could set you up to, not sleep well, injury, lack of growth, lack of fat burning. So 1.5 times per week on a couple body parts that are maybe your lagging body parts is a good strategy. What's 1.5 times? So a full workout is going to failure with 2 or 3 sets and 3 or 4 different exercises, getting the muscle from different angles once a week. That muscle should be sore the next day or 2. DOM, delayed onset muscle soreness. That's a good sign that you did a great job of isolating the muscles to failure. Know the difference between a good soreness and a bad soreness. 2 or 3 days later, a couple lagging body parts, I would train my biceps again, but do different movements, different exercises, so that it gets a variety of stimulation. I absolutely know that muscle confusion, doing some different, unique things that your muscles haven't felt before, is a huge factor at getting results. You can't keep doing the same exercises and just go heavier and go to failure, go heavier and go to failure. That's going to set you up for injury, lack of progress, and plateau, or even actually losing health, fitness, and fat burning. So 1.5 times is simply that. Maybe a little bit less of your main movements that you gravitate towards most weeks, and you work them from different angles. Maybe it's lighter, maybe it's squeezing, feeling more, but it's definitely 3 or 4 different exercises that you didn't do when you thoroughly worked the muscle group out. Hope that makes sense. Hit me up with any questions down below. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Biceps are really tough to stretch, but I like posing and squeezing. 3, 2, 1. It's an isometric contraction, albeit you're not moving from point A to point B, but it's a contraction, and again, it's muscle confusion. So halfway through a workout and all the way through to the end of the workout, after you train that body part, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, look at it, squeeze water off a sponge like a bodybuilder would pose in the mirror. And it's a really great way to burn more calories, to sync up the mind-muscle connection so you can feel the target muscle with traditional weight training for fat burning in the future. And it's a really cool feeling, and it's like, it's a workout in and of itself. So that's an exercise that you can do that you've probably never done before. And 3, look at it, squeeze. 2, try to relax this up here and focus the mind-muscle connection here. 2, 1. Do like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds as you're exhaling, pull your belly button in. You always want to work your deep abs when you're posing, to work your abs, deep muscle, core, and the target muscle 3 or 4 times. After each set, the last half of the workout. That's a great strategy as well. Of course, do both sides. 3, 2, 1. Stretch and lengthen out the muscle. Stretching the biceps tough. It's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest muscle groups to stretch. Getting fresh blood, elongating the muscle, getting the lactic acid out of there. There's so many positive benefits. So, I got a massage gun. Massage guns are awesome for a minute or 2, refreshing, helping the muscles to start to repair and recover. Because hitting your goals is not about tearing the muscles down more and more and more. It's about recovery at our age. I'm 55. Can I show you how? Sorry for saying Stretching the biceps. It's pretty challenging, but it's not impossible. Maybe something like this, and then I'll get out of here. I got a client coming in here. So putting your hand up against the wall, big breath in. 3, 2, 1. Something like that, palm down, big breath in. I'm just leaning away from that wall that my hand's on. 2, 1. That's one technique that works pretty well. Here's probably my favorite technique. Jamaica might be able to help us out a little bit. She's my go-to girl with physical therapy, but put the knuckles on the wall right here, push your wrist forward a little bit, and then exhale and just lean away from where your hand's fixed. 2, 1. But the key is pushing your wrist forward and bending your hand back, and then exhale. Always want to relax your breath into the stretch for 3 or 4 seconds and just sort of feel that elongation. I'm tempted to take Jamaica and put her right on this video because I just saw her walk in and she acted like I'm not going to get on the video. Probably doesn't have her makeup on, who knows. But we'll talk about her later. Hi, Jamaica. Hi. All right, so there you go. Bicep tips. Hopefully you took something away from that can help. Comment below. I'll answer your questions later. And let me know what types of videos you would like in the future. You have the power to change, to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Woot woot. Woot woot. There's there birds in here?
Please let me know so I'm matching.
Woot woot.
That's why I was like,
woot woot.